New bicycle sales are way up. Have you bought one? Are you sometimes lacking the motivation to ride it? Well, I am George Schlacek,
the one and only.
and I'm gonna fix that. Bicycle sales during the pandemic are way up because it makes perfect sense. Bicycles are right now the only way we can exercise while respecting all the government guidelines that are put in place to keep us safe. Gyms are closed, and even when they eventually reopen, they're going to be one of two things. Number one, perfect breeding ground for viruses. Number two, highly toxic because of too much bleach. Many of those who are normally riding stationary bikes at the gym are now finding out that the real thing is actually quite amazing, and the stationary bike doesn't come anywhere close. Number one disadvantage of a stationary bike, they don't actually go anywhere. Even the most fancy simulators can't mimic a real bike ride. That's especially true for two things. Number one, you have to work a lot harder on a real hill outside with your bicycle than on the simulated hill on a stationary bike. Number two, of course, you are exposed to the elements, the weather. Elevation gains outside on a bicycle is like a battery charge. You actually get all the effort back at some point in the ride. Well, it's a sweet reward, isn't it? The weather, however, is unpredictable. When you say winter cycling sucks, I might actually agree with you, which hasn't stopped me from doing it. Any other time of the year though, you're likely to enjoy the ride, even if it doesn't seem like that when you set out. Today, I'm going to show you a ride that anyone could do without even putting themselves at risk of collision with a motorized vehicle or a sneaky virus. Most of this ride is in Edmonton's River Valley. Perhaps you have similar trails in your town. Maybe you just haven't discovered them yet. Enjoy the ride.
I was busy earlier in the week, so I didn't get really any riding done. And then we had 2 days of constant rain. Anyways, I'm going for a ride. I guess the rain has its advantages. It's going to make everything grow faster. This morning, what I had in mind is I'm going straight to the river valley, all the way to the west side of the city, and then back on the other side of the river. So it's one of my ride favorites, but I haven't done it this season because, well, it was winter.
And even the temperature this morning was only 4 degrees Celsius.
Great riding here. It's all green, but my hands are cold. Alright, what you see is the Dawson Bridge, what you saw. I'm going to take it to the south side of the city, then go along the rivers all the way to Horlack Park. From there, I'm going to find my way back on the other side of the river. It's a pretty nice ride, you'll see. I have to downshift here pretty soon because it's going up. One thing about Edmonton, we have some challenging hills, which is good. Thanks to the River Valley, we have hills. I know that a lot of cyclists dread hills, but keep in mind that even for the smallest hill, there's always a reward. My reward right now is the view. Cycling is always a great time, and if it's not in the moment, then you just have to stick with it. Stick with it even for another half hour, 5 minutes, whatever, and it'll change. You'll find something good in there. Looks like everybody is maintaining their 2-meter distance. It's just a short incline, but I wanted to say the second reward for the little climb that I did earlier was the descent I just did, and I couldn't film it because it was insane. 51 kilometers on the trail. Don't tell that to the park administrators, please. beautiful here too. See, all the trees are blooming. I'm back on a trail for right now. Here's a climb, and with the camera in my hand, I can probably not even shift fast enough. Oh, okay. I got this. Alright, once again, I got a little reward for climbing the hill. See, there's a sign, landslide zone ahead, trail closed. There's construction equipment parked there. So I think it's not so much about the landslide, it is actually more about these private, humongous homes that are being put up. The view of the downtown that I just showed you, it's awesome, but it shouldn't be restricted. Damn well fix that trail. And now see what I have to put up with? Poor little me with my bicycle. I don't really want to get all my tires and my beautiful shoes mucked up. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I managed to push my bike through there on the side. It's not too bad. See, I got a little bit of mud on my tire. I think it'll just fall off. Who needs a big house like that? Another fantastic view. I think sometimes that alone is enough reason to get out of the house and get riding. Somebody left their tent here. No stuff in it. Probably a homeless guy. Well, I just climbed another hill and I barely got up there because I shifted too late. It's steep. I don't know. Can you see? Here I am underneath the high-level bridge. That bridge is 108 years old, so they have big plans for this bridge. I'm going to build a park up there for cyclists and pedestrians, and there's also a historic streetcar that goes up there in the summer. I'm on Saskatchewan Drive, and
This is one of very few streets in Edmonton that have added space for cyclists during the pandemic.
One of my favorite trails, and there might be a roadblock coming up. Trail's open. Oh yeah, I think I'm good. Bridge. Got it all stripped. Yeah, you can see that on this trail the canopy of vegetation is just formed. Give it a month or so and this is going to be completely covered. You could be riding here in the brightest sunshine and it'll be just filtered through the green of the leaves. It's really cool. Nowhere near that yet. Roadblock. I'm on the good side. I'm about to cross the North Saskatchewan River, so I'm going back to the north side, but that doesn't mean I'm close to home. This is on the west side of the city. It's a nice bridge though. Thank you. Yeah, I like this part. Well, this is the McKinnon Ravine. I believe that's what it's called. And I'm looking at another hill to climb up. And then lots of hills to go down later. So I got it wrong earlier. This is called the Mackenzie Ravine. So now I'm going through the neighborhood here till I can catch the trail again. It's going to be a paved one. Looks like I'm not the only cyclist out here this morning. From here, I'm going back on the trail, and it's going to be a nice one. No, straight ahead this time.
A good alternate to get out of the river valley is the Edmonton funicular, but it's been closed due to the pandemic.
Hey, maybe it's open. I tried. It's not working. I'm going with my route that I had in mind. And it's starting to rain. So I'll get wet on my last 4 or 5 kilometers. See, I'm enjoying this ride even though the weather is not the best. My hands are numb. Could have put gloves on. So if you need motivation cycling, my point is just don't think about it. Just grab your bike, get on it. And if you really hate it after 10 or 20 minutes, just go home. But you may just find yourself 2 hours later still enjoying it. I'm close to home. So that's it. I just rode 38 kilometers. Nothing much has changed here in the meantime, so I have the whole Saturday ahead of me still, and feeling good.
As you can see, cycling is one way you can find enjoyment in exercise, which for many even fit people is a foreign concept. As with all exercise, the results are proportional to effort, but it's a lot easier to put in the effort when you're distracted by the beauty of the ride. You may find a surprising level of enjoyment at any point in your bike ride. Pandemic or not, you may find cycling to be your perfect exercise. I can honestly say that I have never regretted going on a bike ride. So do the following 2 things. Number 1, subscribe to my channel for more cycling inspiration. And number 2, get out there on your bike and ride. Embrace the suffering. See you back here soon.